For more on this story, we're joined by the former Deputy Assistant Director of the FBI, Danny Coulson. Danny, this is not the victory the US had hoped for 20 years ago, is it?
No, it's not. We expected more. But, we were there for 20 years. We gave it a great deal of effort. We lost many of our soldiers and sailors and Marines. And I don't normally agree with Joe Biden about anything, but I have to say I agree with him about this. I think it's time for us to go home, to give the Afghanis tremendous amounts of support, logistically, financially, intel-wise, and let them run their own country. I don't think it's our place to come in and run their country for them. I think they'll be happier with us gone, frankly.
But how is it that with all of the US finance, training and military support over the last 20 years, that Afghanistan is now falling back into the hands of the Taliban?
That's a wonderful question, and I think it's timeless. Afghanistan has always been a interesting place on our earth, and it's never been really defeated by anybody. Alexander the Great failed there miserably. The Soviets failed there miserably. They have basically a tribal culture, and they're very independent. And I think they resent anybody coming in, whether it's us or anybody else, and telling them how to run their country. And I think that's really kind of inappropriate for us. I think we should give them what they need to develop their capability, give training. I think their law enforcement people need a lot of training to handle basic criminal issues. But I think we've been there long enough. And I think ultimately it's up to them. Now, go win that fight and we'll help you. But you've got it now. It's a handoff to you.
But it's not the peace and stability that President Bush promised back in 2001, is it? He promised the Afghan people peace and stability. What's your message to them now as the Taliban advances across the country?
Well, I think that President Bush and all of our presidents, frankly, have underestimated the issues there. And I think we mainly went about it the wrong way. I think us taking their place fighting is not necessarily the way to do it. I think to train them, equip them with the right weapons and intelligence, and let them fight their own war. I think they'll do better than we did. And I know it's hard right now. It's a transition period, and the Taliban will obviously try to take advantage of the vacuum. But it's up to the Afghani people now to decide what kind of society do you want to live in. Do you want to live under the Taliban, or do you want to live under something else? And they need to decide that. And they need to choose sides, and I hope they choose the right one.
I mean, you mentioned the vacuum there. US military commanders say civil war is likely once American troops are gone within 6 to 12 months. Are you worried that an unstable Afghanistan is also a danger to Americans?
It can be. Of course, we know that a lot of the planning for 9/11 and the preparation came out of that part of the world. And I think that was a huge intelligence failure on our part. And that's one of the things I said earlier, was that that's a big thing we need to provide them: intelligence, overwatch, systems intelligence, signals intelligence, and let them fight them. And I think they can. They're very hardy people. They're very tough people. I think they're tougher than we are. And I think they'll do a better job, frankly, if we just give them the ability to do it.
Okay, Danny Coulson, thanks so much, former Deputy Assistant Director of the FBI. Thanks for joining us.